we have nicknames for everybody, right? And so I was on a Zoom call with them a couple of weekends ago, and one of them is Bunker Joan, because Joan does not. So when the Wolf-PAC leadership meets up every once in a while, Joan doesn't come because she's like that designated survivor when they do the State of the Union. You know, the labor secretary won't be in the building in case the building blows up, etc. So Joan's in a bunker in the state of Washington, and you're never gonna find her. Okay, so if the rest of Wolf-PAC's taken out, don't worry, we got Joan. Okay, and Joan is so great. God, everybody in Wolf-PAC's so awesome. I'm gonna go on a lot of tangents here. Let's just buckle up. Okay, all right.
What's the post game's about?
I shouldn't tell you the things that she does, but I'm going to because it's so much fun and she's so great. Okay, so she'll be like, she'll call up because in organizing, it's really important for people to get together in person. So I want you guys to do that too when we're organizing, whether it's Wolf-PAC, Just Democrats, or even TYT. Okay, and so the story I always remember is the 4 students in North Carolina that started the diner protest in the civil rights movement. Wasn't the NAACP, it wasn't Martin Luther King, it was 4 guys going to college together in North Carolina who said they were just sick of this segregation. And so they talked themselves up into having the courage to go sit at a whites only diner counter, okay? They had coffee thrown on them, the KKK was waiting for them outside in the dark of night. Very similar to a story that I just talked about in one of the interviews that I did. But the key was, and scientists studied those 4 kids, okay, and they were college students, and it turns out if you're together in a room, it makes all the difference, okay. And in fact, Ryan Grimm at The Intercept wrote a terrific article about how Zach Exley and others, and in Shoykat Chakrabarti, who created this thing called distributed organizing. Zach was the guy who mainly did it. In Bernie Sanders' campaign. And Bernie, because he didn't have enough money in the beginning, accidentally invented the best form of volunteering. So for Zach, it wasn't an accident, they did it on purpose. But Zach then became one of the co-founders of Just Democrats with Shoykat, who's now the chief of staff for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, etc. And it turns out, same exact thing, being in a room together, okay? Yeah. And so what Joan does is, she knows that, and people be reluctant. It's normal. It's super. There's nothing wrong with it. And so there'll be somebody in Idaho, and they'll be like, well, you know, it's long distances here, and I've never talked to a legislator because at Wolf-PAC we ask you to go talk to your local state legislators, and that's a hard thing for people to gather up the courage to do something they're not familiar with, and they have this image of like these, oh my God, a state senator, that's a like really important person. Just people, man. They're just people. Okay. Anyway, so she goes, oh, let's do a meetup. Let's go grab a beer. She ain't in Idaho, okay? And then when somebody says, yeah, I'll get a beer, she goes and calls the next person and says, oh, we're going to have a beer at this bar. And then she calls the next person.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We're going to get a beer at this bar. Next thing you know, there's 4 of them. And they say, oh, I'll catch you next time. No, you won't, she's in a bunker, you're never gonna find her. Joan, I'm sorry I gave away your secrets, but I love her for it.
I like that.
Yeah. So we got these guys. There's this guy, Richard Saffle, in West Virginia. He's known as Wolf-PAC Saffle because he's always in the state house. You know, some of these folks, they drive 3-4 hours each way to go to the state houses, okay? Not in West Virginia, but in the bigger states like Montana, et cetera, right? And he has 3 jobs. He's a regular guy, he works at a restaurant. I think when I met him, he was working at IHOP, right? But all the state senators and all the state reps know Wolf-PAC Saffle because he's in the state house all the time. He's like, I'm a citizen. I get to ask for change, right? I get to take action. I love that. There's so much I love about West Virginia, by the way. I mean, it's like plus 45 Trump or whatever. But I'm telling you, this actually, even the folks who think they're against us, they're actually our people. They just don't know it yet, right? It's gonna take some time, And even Ojeda sometimes will text me and be like, so frustrated with West Virginia, right? Paula Jean, but you got all these wonderful fighters and they're populists at heart and they know that the elitists are full of shit, right? They know it, they're just misdirected. We gotta help them. Where did I start? Where did I wind up?
I don't remember, but I like the story.
Okay, so.
I like the where there are.
The meetup?
The meetup.
Love that,
I think that's how you get stuff done.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a lot more of that, so stay with us. Anyway.